Hi, I'm Rick Keeler. Thanks for joining me. The pandemic has forced us to change the way we connect with each other. Access to and familiarity with virtual meeting programs like Zoom, GoToMeeting, Microsoft Teams has really become a life skill. If you have wanted to maintain any type of normalcy during this pandemic. Our firm has found some benefits to these virtual meetings. They're often less stressful and more convenient. As one of our clients remarked during a virtual webinar in April, "This is so cool. You're here with me in my living room." Now, for this client, coming to our office meant a 45-minute commute each way. So meeting virtually allowed them to use those 90 minutes for something other than driving. It's also possible this client would have chosen to miss an in-person workshop in our office because of the effort and time needed to attend. When we meet with clients in our office, we've got a large mounted monitor on the wall where we bring up charts and graphs relevant to the agenda topics we're covering. The screen sharing capability of virtual meeting programs makes this really easy to recreate in a virtual meeting. It's also convenient for a client to share their screen with me if they need help getting into a program or they're confused about a statement or some other data. This is when showing me works far better than telling me. Other benefits are shorter and more frequent meetings. Without investing time to travel to the meeting, clients feel less pressure to meet for an hour to assure that they get their money's worth. Meetings can end naturally, and when they're over, whether that's in 15 minutes or an hour. Another significant benefit is the logistical ease of bringing other advisors, like accountants and attorneys, and family members together for a meeting. There's no huge issue of scheduling, especially travel time and charging for the travel time. Pull up to your desk, click on the meeting, and you're there. We also find that virtual meetings don't hinder the quality of interactions with the clients. This is very interesting, and it was confirmed by a recent research published in September 2020 by the Financial Planning Association as utilizing what we know about telemental health and telefinancial planning. And in this article, researchers found telemental health comparable to face-to-face delivery, while creating greater efficiency for both the therapist and the patient. They also found that virtual financial planning meetings are as effective as virtual mental health meetings. The survey confirms that financial therapists and holistic advisors don't need to meet in person to help clients through tough emotional financial issues. With all the benefits, there are downsides to the virtual meeting. Megan Lertz of Kitces.com, who's a past president of the Financial Therapy Association, discusses some of them in a November 11th, 2020 article, Benefits of Telefinancial Planning. Virtual meetings can be hard because the majority of human communication happens non-verbally. Meeting online requires a new language and a new awareness. And she offers some tips for making the most of virtual meetings. One is to use a simple background to help participants focus on you rather than the interesting clutter in the background. My clutter is a picture, right? So it's a little easier to focus on me. One thing not to do is use a virtual background of your favorite beach scene or mountains or what have you. This can leave the brain subconsciously wondering what you're hiding You can tell if somebody has a virtual background, especially if it's a beach and they live in South Dakota, right? And you can tell that shadow that goes around their head. You know that it's not what's really there. So at a subconscious level, we're wondering, what are they hiding? What don't they want me to see? Keep microphones on for small meetings. In other words, don't mute. Participants who are muted tend to be less engaged and less likely to comment or ask questions. Now, in your really big meetings where I've attended, for example, some trainings with 50 people in them, muting people is important. There's even other webinars where you have hundreds of people, and so they'll automatically mute the microphones. That's really important to do, right? Barking dogs and all sorts of interruptions. But for small meetings, keep your microphone on. Remove distractions that create Zoom fatigue, the brain's normal tendency to zone out during virtual meetings. Close or remove all the programs that are in front of you, the notifications, devices that you aren't using for the meeting. Turn off the ringers. If you have 3 screens like I do, close down the other 2. Help your brain stay focused on the client by selecting speaker view rather than gallery view, and by hiding your self view. So you want to focus on your planner in this case by, again, selecting the speaker view rather than the gallery view, and make sure you turn off your self view. The research shows that if you're seeing yourself, you're going to be checking yourself a lot. I know it's true with me. I've learned how to adjust my color and the zoom and the white balance and all sorts of things, and so you can just end up fiddling with those and not paying attention to what's going on. It can be also hard to control other distractions like software glitches that happen, or interruptions by pets or children, which are becoming pretty common. We're tolerating a lot these days, aren't we? Human and patience are really helpful. So is the perspective to see them as reminders that even virtual meetings are all about supporting our clients' very real lives. Thanks for joining me.